Tell me where you come from, without telling me where you come from. Well, hey there, friendo. You arrived just in time to catch a Jobic thunderstorm. I'm staying at a cottage outside the city. Here, they're just trees, a lot of space, silence. It's perfect. Let me show you around. There's something I need to say up front. Not to shock you, but to be honest with you. About a decade ago, I went through something that stripped me of any certainty I thought I had. I won't go through all the details here, only to say I know what it feels like to hit the bottom of yourself, to feel your whole world slip away. To feel your identity reduced to something small and breakable. Loneliness looks different for each of us, but it speaks a language we all understand. That's why I want to tell you a story about a man who overcame losing his identity in the simplest way imaginable. Imagine waking each morning as a number, 46664. Not a name, not a title. You're nobody's lover, you're nobody's brother, sister. Just a serial number on Robben Island. Living in a stone cell, small enough to touch both sides. A cold bed. The silence, thick enough to swallow your voice. And yet, in that place, Nelson Mandela wrote every day. He kept a journal, not for the world, not for history, not for fame, but to stay human. I always knew that someday I'd once again feel the grass under my feet and walk in the sunshine, a free man. His friends had to smuggle notebooks to him. He wrote in the margins of books. He wrote letters to loved ones that had to be smuggled out. Captured fragments of thought on scraps of paper. Writing just to remember. Dear Evelyn, I write to give you, Gato and Maki, my deepest sympathy. I know more than anybody else living nearly just how devastating this cruel blow must have been to you, for Tembi was your firstborn. Writing is remembering. Remembering is acknowledging. Acknowledging is becoming. My darling, I hope you received the Christmas card I sent you. My darling, I write on behalf of Mommy and myself to give you our deepest sympathy. Last year I wrote you 2 letters, one on the 23rd of June and the other on the 3rd of August. I now know that you never received them. By the way, the other day I dreamt of you twirling your entire body with a graceful Hawaiian dance. I stood at one end of the famous hall with arms outstretched, ready to embrace you as you whirled towards me with the enchanting smile that I miss so desperately. The dream was, for me, a glorious moment. If I must dream in my sleep, please let me see you. Mandela wrote every day. He wandered through the fields of his memories, through the architecture of oppression, through the emotional storms of suffering and despair, to become the president that changed the world. It would be 27 years before he was released, and for most of that time, he had no reason to believe he would ever get out. And so, he focused on the only thing he could change: himself. Every day for 27 years. That sounds like faith to me. Come journal with me. Journaling can be more than a hobby. It can be a way of staying alive to yourself, a practice of remembering, of reclaiming, of quietly insisting on your own existence when the world feels too loud or too quiet. Tell me where you come from, without telling you where you come from. Describe the memories that shaped you, not the place, not the names, but the essence. Tell the truth without the facts. Tell the story without the map. Let your feelings do the talking. Tell me where you come from, without telling me where you come from. Take your time. It's a beautiful day. I'll be right here. Mandela said a lot of amazing things during his life, but there's one particular quote that, has kept me going for many, many years. It says, "I am fundamentally an optimist. Whether that comes from nature or nurture, I cannot say. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed towards the sun, one's feet moving forward. There were many dark moments when my faith in humanity was sorely tested, but I would not and could not give myself up to despair. That way lays defeat and death." I think we can both admit that our darkest days have changed us. All I'm trying to say here is that light can change us too. My name is Wakaya. This is Wonder and Become. If this steadied you or opened something in you, share it with someone who might need the question. And if you'd like to wander further with me, subscribe and don't forget to like. I'll see you further down the road. Here's looking at you, kid. Gabon.